Hey there, today I'm going to show you how to haunt your own 12-year-old nightmares using body paint and some other cosmetics. Of course, I've done this with a little bit of artistic interpretation, so let's get started. First, to make things more clean, I'm going to block out my brows. If you want a thorough tutorial on how to do this, check out my friend Elsa Rhae's video I will link below. Then we're going to be mapping out the face, planning, of course, to cut off a bit of the top of our head and my chin since it's a little pointier than the moon's. And I'm going to be marking some key points like the eye sockets and the teeth. I started using this little skinny eyebrow pencil because I saw Courtney Little do it and I thought that was kind of ingenious. Then I'm taking some white body paint and filling in all the main parts of the face. You can use gray if you like, but I figure there's so much shading in this look that it's unnecessary to do gray anyways. We're also going to be filling in the teeth using a smaller brush, and I'm going to be making them about twice as wide as a regular person's teeth because that's how the moon's teeth are. Just to make life a little easier, I'm looking at a couple pictures for point of reference, referencing both the old and new moon. After the whites of the teeth, we fill in the top gums with pink, and then use black to outline the teeth and the mouth with a skinny brush. You can also add a few choice details while you're at it, just because those are going to make the whole look. I fill in the bottom gums with black because they have more shadow than the top gums. And then we begin shading with some gray eyeshadow and a tapered little brush. It's pretty important at this point to start softly, just so you can make parts deeper at certain points. And it's also nice to drag away from the cheekbones to make sure they look more three-dimensional. I referenced many pictures for this look, and from the 3D one I could tell that his eye sockets jutted out a little bit more, so I decided to create a line for that. I'm also putting down some black eyeshadow around the eyelids just because I'm going to add paint later and I don't want the mess of black eyeshadow falling into my work. Now for the creepy eyes. You want to make sure that these are on the outer edge of your eyelids because one thing that makes the moon especially creepy is how he is slightly wall-eyed. I can't explain it, it's something about eyes that aren't directly looking at you that are especially haunting, so let's capture that, shall we? Then I'm taking some small brushes and yellow and red eyeshadow. Filling in the yellow first, and then taking a curved brush to shade the edges in red. This ends up looking a little bit orange, but I pack it on as much as possible. It still gives the same effect as his creepy eyes. Now that the eyes are almost done, you can clean up the shape with some black paint, and then give cleaner edges to your eye socket. And you want to be sure to keep baby wipes handy at all time because I decided to reestablish how high my cheekbone was going to be, and that makes your life easier. Now I'm grabbing some gray and black eyeshadow and I'm doing some shading and shading, whether it be the lines or around the eye sockets. Shading is really what makes or breaks this look and gives it a more 3D effect. Now I decided to reshape my nostrils entirely and make them pointy because I decided to go with the Nintendo 64 version because something about his nose and nostrils in your face was especially creepy, but if you want to, you can reference newer pictures for the more bulbous nose that the 3DS version has. After I shade the mouth and the gum line area, I go back in and I decide with white paint that I'm going to try to make my nostrils look even wider. And don't forget to shade even the very tip of your nose where the nostrils meet so it has a more 3D effect. I already have a pointy nose, but I was sure to shade my nose to make it more, I don't know, hook looking, because from side profiles of the moon, his nose just kind of haunches over. After I'm relatively satisfied with all of this shading, I use black to block out all the area around my face, and I also bring it down my neck and chest area. Then taking a series of different brushes, I'm going to be adding little craters to my face, usually with black or gray eyeshadow. It's a good idea to have some of the craters swiping away from your face, so it looks kind of like your face is moving forward. And then also for a more realistic effect, once you reach your smaller brush, add a lot of dots in areas that would have more shadow, like under the cheekbones, or around the edge of your orbital bone, the one you've newly created, that is. Now the moon is sometimes seen with a greenish yellow glow from one side, so I decided to take a chartreuse eyeshadow and use it as kind of my highlight and just kind of blotched it all over as well. And I'm taking NYX's vinyl liquid liner, and finally we can add the little dots of the eyes. And then just so no flesh is peeking through, I line my waterline with black eyeliner, and then I'm also going back in to do a little bit more shading. Now the next few parts are entirely optional, but I decided to try this. I put on a black wig just to black out my hair, though unfortunately this wig is kind of glamorous, so it looks weird, but still funny to me. And then I also added stars up and down my neck, just because this gives people a little bit more of a clue that you are at least a moon. I was also sure to add that red star that you see in the sky sometimes, that I sometimes think has to do a little bit with what happens on Romani's ranch. After that, you're all done. Now go out into the world and show people what true terror looks like. Zombies? Bleh. Monsters? Meh. You faced Majora's moon repeatedly and lived, hopefully. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to share it with another Zelda fan so they can check it out or be creeped out or whatever. I hope you guys are having a great day and have an awesome Halloween, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Look out, bitch.